Hi YouTube. I call this video Hitting the Silver Wall, right? Because it's something that we're all going to go through at some point. And basically what it's about is, we've changed our financial approach. We've done everything we could. And then, something comes up. It gets a little harder to stack. I'd just like to have that discussion. Okay, so you set your silver goal for the year. You're full of enthusiasm. I'm really going to do this. I'm finally going to take control. Then a funny thing happens. You stop. Throw in the towel. It could be for any number of reasons. Your car needs $1,000 worth of work, medical bills, the expiration of a Social Security tax cut making a tight budget even tighter. Basically, life happens. This isn't a huge surprise, right? Remember that time you bought P90X and you were finally going to get in shape? You set the alarm for 4:30 in the morning, you start out, and after a week and a half you stopped. You turn the program into P11X. It's not easy. For many of us, we're doing the financial equivalent of a crash diet. And we know how well that usually works out, right? So I'd like to discuss ways to hopefully stop this from happening. A lot of my videos, as you know, are tailored to just trying to get the most out of you, trying to get your stack to be as good as it can be. It's a little bit cliche, but I think you guys know what I'm talking about here. We're literally conditioned from the time we're young to want to spend money on stuff. I remember watching Saturday morning cartoons as a little kid, and you're just inundated with ads. I want. You'd bug your parents for everything. I go through that with my kids now. And even as we get older, what's the mantra? The more you make, the more you spend. How many articles or even pieces on, say, CNBC or Bloomberg did I have to sit through when they were discussing the tax code and the magic number $250,000 a year was discussed? How many times did I hear people say, well, that's not rich? Well, they would say things like, once you pay for private school for the kids, a housekeeper, a nice house and 2 cars and a vacation, and save for college, there's not a lot left. Really? That sounds like code for spending money on luxuries, private school, a housekeeper, and trying to justify it. So there's not a lot left over. I saw this over and over again. I wanted to rip my computer out of the wall. It's ridiculous. It's almost like a tier system, right? You make it to the next level, check, now I have to get a housekeeper. You make it to the next level beyond that, check, now I have to send my kids to private school. It's like this mentality, it's a debt-based mentality, it's a consumption mentality that kind of, we're conditioned, it's all around us all the time. And this is what we have to free ourselves from if we're ever going to build a large stack. This is just far too important to drop the ball on. Unfortunately for me, I feel like I'm making up for a lifetime of lost opportunities. Okay, at 42 years old, I'll be 43 a little bit later in the year. I really don't have a choice. It's now or never for me. And I'm choosing now. That's what motivates me. That's what drives me. That's what leads me to not having a cell phone, never going out to the bars with friends, turning them down at lunch when they want to go to the sandwich shop because I don't want to spend $12 on a sandwich. That's what drives me. That's what drives me to stack. So if you feel like you're hitting the wall, please try this. Okay, you've set your goal for the year, and let's just say it's 50 ounces. Look for a video on YouTube with a similar size stack. They're all over the place, guys. We've seen, all different sizes of stacks all over YouTube. Go look for a video with 50 ounces. Watch it spread out, and then just picture yourself with those 50 ounces. Picture yourself in December with a 50-ounce stack and how that's going to feel, and how you finally got started, and how you have a physical representation of all of your hard work right out in front of you in true wealth form. See what real wealth looks like. And then ask yourself, simply put, how bad do I want it? Then think about your long-term goal. I've linked 2 videos with amazing stacks. Okay, one is Gusevo One's Perth Mint collection. We've talked about it before. The others are good friend Rocky's. I want you to really look at Rocky's video. Yes, it's a lifetime of hard work and stacking. But this is real wealth. Okay, he has a hoard that Smog would be proud of. Hobbit reference. And before you say, well, gee, you bought a lot of it cheap. You bought it when it was $5 an ounce. Let me tell you this. In 10 years, you look back at $30 an ounce and realize that you were basically stealing it. So another thing I want you to think about is if things start getting stale and you start hitting the wall is, and I know this is where I'll get a loud chorus of boos, trust me, but understand for a lot of people, just buying the same stuff over and over gets a little bit, for lack of a better word, boring. I mean, I hate to say it, it's really difficult to say, I just want to get 10,000 64 Kennedys. After a while, it wouldn't really get the juices flowing to get yet more 64 Kennedys, right? If you're just buying SilverTowne bars over and over and over, it may not get you going. But you know what? Suddenly, I didn't even know this thing existed a year ago, well, because it didn't, but Silver Bullet, Silver Shield has a series coming out. I am so amped up to buy these coins, I can't even tell you. I'm already looking for ways. I got to get some overtime at work. I've got to do that. I got to cut this out of my budget. I've got to go take it one step further to add more ounces. Yeah, the Silver Bullet, Silver Shield series did it for me. And you know what? It may not do it for you at all. It may be Walking Liberties. It may be Barber Quarters. I don't know. It may be Philharmonics. Whatever it is, find what you love. The thing about silver that has just been mind-blowing to me is I've gone through so many phases. If you look at my stack, one of the reasons it's so diverse is because I'm always seeing something I love. Yeah, it started out pretty much basically as Silver Eagles, but the more I dug into it, I'm like, oh, wow, these Takus are rare. They were so cool. I got to get a roll. Oh, the Somali Elephant. And you keep going on and on and on. And right now, that's me with the Silver Bullet, Silver Shield series. I'm amped up about it. Adding a little bit of variety could be really fun. Another part of silver that's great, the thing about silver is it really taps into our carnal instincts, doesn't it? The real wealth, the real money. Maybe when you get your 401k sheet in the mail and you see a series of ink and numbers, maybe that gets you excited. But this is what really does it for me. Okay, so go treasure hunting. Tap into that. Go to your local coin shop and go through their junk bin. See what's there. See if there's anything in there that catches your eye. I showed you a video not too long ago about when I went through the junk bucket and I found a seeded Liberty dime. Okay, you know what? Big deal. It's a $25 coin. But I got it for $2, and I tell you, I was basically floating on air the rest of the day. It was pretty cool finding that. All that over a little dime. But, sometimes the little things, you start to appreciate the little things. Because honestly, I can't afford the big things. Go to a flea market. Look at the joy that Rocky gets coming back from the flea market with his bag of dimes or whatever he finds. See what's available. It's literally treasure hunting. Go metal detecting. If you have a metal detector, if you know somebody that has one, a lot of people experience a lot of joy there. There's a lot of videos on this subject. And lastly, you've cut your budget to the bone, and you start wondering as you're living a bare bones life trying to stack silver, what am I doing? And that's the hardest part of it, right? It's like the crash diet portion of it. And all I can say to that is try to find cheaper alternatives to things that you like. Instead of going to the movies, you can go to Redbox. Okay, and if that doesn't work, then instead of going to the movies once every 2 months or every month, go once every 2 months. Nobody's saying you can't live your life. What we're saying is you need to scale things back in order to build your stack. Try to find meaning in some stuff that's just free and fun. I took my son to a college basketball game. It was free. He had a blast. Going out in the backyard and throwing the baseball, throwing the football, shooting hoops. All this stuff doesn't cost a dime. So try to find meaning in smaller things that don't cost you anything and put the savings into silver. And you may find yourself fighting through that wall. Okay, guys, talk to you later.